Prototypes. Who doesn't love them? I love them. I love saying the word. Makes me feel awesome saying the word. You know what else makes me feel awesome? Holding the MG100 prototype, which Planet Eclipse was good enough to send to us to have a look at and show off and talk about, which is what I'm going to do right now. So stay tuned, boys and girls. All right, here we are, the first in Canada to take a look at, to have, to hold, and cherish forever the MG100, and here we are. Now, looking at it, we obviously can see that this is built on the EMEC platform. You can see inside the EMC kit here that it also comes with the EMEC valve. What's really cool about this, you can run mag or it comes PAL ready. You just pop this little adapter off here and you put on the PAL ready feed neck that it comes with and away you go if you want to run hopper fed. Two-piece shroud here, off that comes, and you leave a nice scuff on the barrel which wipes right off because this is obviously the two-piece shaft 5 barrel. As always, reverse threaded in the middle with a ported tip, interchangeable backs here, 6, 8, 9, I believe, out of the box. And it will take all the same stocks as any of the EMC kits that came before it. So we're looking at a 98 thread adapter. It comes with an adapter, it clamps onto a 98 buffer tube, which is then locked in place with a little tab here. And we will talk about the stocks in a moment. Push button safety right here, nice and easy to use, and it does not have a ball bearing and a spring in it, so you don't need to worry about losing small parts or any of that kind of business. It's actually just like a sprung polymer plate that sits on top and allows it to maintain its position. So much better for that. This does use the same mags as the DAM from Dye, and what that means is there are plenty of mags out there on the market. It's a reliable design, and they're easy enough to get your hands on. This one here with the prototype, well, actually this is one of ours. This is one I had kicking around the shop, but oddly enough, they did send one with one of the other prototypes that had, it was the double 10 stack. So that's how she came, and that's how we're showing it off. Down here, it comes with the pops, which is a nice feature. So if you have a remote line that you're running on here, or if you get the stock, which again, we're gonna talk about in a second, you can shut the airflow on and off easily without having to fight with unthreading your tank or what have you. First strike ready. That is, I think, what everybody was wanting to hear. Because the EMEC already featured a tapered tip bolt, it was simple work to make the body accept the first strike rounds through the magazine, which obviously these mags will provide. And so you can get that extra little bit of distance and control over your shot thanks to the first strike rounds. So let's just take a look at some of the other features that are available for the EMEC at the moment that we know of, and probably more will follow. Mag in, away we go. This is the prototype that features the PAL already installed, or the PAL ready feed neck rather, already installed. So you can see that it doesn't stand particularly high above the gun. Your hopper is only going to sit probably about there. I believe is approximately where how tall the PAL sits. I expect you probably use the low cap, which again is the better choice for this application anyways, especially if you're using the stock. This also has a dummy mag, which is required if you're going to run hopper, because what it does is it fills the bottom half, or fills the opening at the bottom of the chamber. So pop the lock, out she comes. And you can see right there, that's going to match the contour of the bottom of the chamber and keep the ball from falling out the bottom and keep it nestled in there nice and snug. If you were to pop the cap off the previous one, you would see that the underside of it actually mirrors this, so you don't get the balls aren't going to jump when they're inside, so they're going to sit right where they need to whenever they shoot. And that's how the PAL looks, or the PAL ready feed neck looks on there. You don't have to use the PAL on this. You can use any hopper you'd like. You can use a force load hopper, you can use just plain old gravity hopper. If you want to get creative, you could rig up a little stick feed and have a cram jam or something on there, just for the sake of old school. As you might expect, the dummy mag does split open, and you can stash O-rings, tools, things like that in there if you want. You just have to be careful, there we are, that you don't lose the locking tab here. You want to actually make sure that's up. Sorry, when you pop that open, and there you go. So that might pop out, but it's a big piece. There's no small pieces in here to lose. So that's kind of a neat feature as well. Thank you, Planet Eclipse. This is what you came for. Well, no, you're here for the whole thing and my magnetic personality. But this is the stock. I don't know what it's called, but I don't know if there's a specific technical name for it, but this is the stock that has the HPA tank under here. This is just my 13 that I threw in here. And then we have the standard buffer tube here that's lowered. Oops, I should do it this way so you guys can see, so I'm not making motions for my own face. So as you can see, this drops down here, and at first you might think, oh, it looks a little awkward, but Planet Eclipse does pay attention to things like masks that people wear, and the mask does make your face a good deal larger. So if this is the stock you're using, run it out, rather than having the stock come level at the top and then you're stuck here and you got to get a riser and all kinds of weirdness to try to see so you're not looking down at the top, they just drop the stock. It also means there's less material back here to allow it to meet up with the tank. Therefore, it's probably going to be more affordable than if they made this big bulky thing. So anyhow, you get down here and I got pretty long lanky arms, as I'm sure you can tell, but this is actually quite comfortable to hold. And again, it's nice and stable because it's also braced against the bottom of the tank. The bottom of it's braced against the tank here. I feel like this is more than a 6-position stock. I want to call this like an 8. I see a lot of holes in there. That's the stock. And then again, this is the mag that actually came with the prototype here. Still says die on it. Still pretty obviously a damn mag. But as you can see, that's how it looks with the stock on it. It even stands itself, it holds itself up. It holds up against the rest of the competition, literally. I am actually quite excited for this because this is Planet Eclipse's first foray into the Magfed community. There's been a lot of talk about this gun, a lot of speculation and what have you, and now we have the gun. That's what we have. Now to reiterate, these are prototypes. They are not for sale. We do not even have a pre-order date for these that we can order them from Planet Eclipse. So if you would like to stay up to date on all things MG100, which I'm sure you would love to, that's why you're watching this video, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Join our mailing list. And you'll get all the updates as we get them as to when this gun will be available for pre-order. As always, I'm Mason from Badlands, and I'll see you out there.